Alongside four-time ACC champion Trent Hidley, Sean Kinney with you. Great to spend a Sunday with you here in the month of March. After today, everybody, the field of 330 will begin preparation for the NCAAs. Less than 2 weeks back in Philadelphia, the Northeast represented. 197. Christian Knop, North Carolina State. Cade Lautt, North Carolina. Lautt, the redshirt junior. St. James Academy, Kansas. Knop, the sixth-year grad student. Anniston, Alabama, Alexandria High School. Big shoes to fill this year for Knop, Mr. Hidley.
Yeah, it's and Knop was someone that's put his time in with the program. He's a sixth-year guy, a veteran. You know, works really hard in the room and has gotten his opportunity to step in at 197. You see, big headlock. Lautt does a great job rolling through and keeping his foot in to get a takedown. Pretty surprising there. Knop had a great opportunity for a headlock, but Lautt kept wrestling through the position. And Lautt himself has a big Greco-Roman background, so he's comfortable there. See his. Knop loads this up. Big headlock. Lautt keeps his hands locked, rolls through, and keeps that foot in to stay in bounds. Critical takedown by Lautt starting this first period.
Yeah, really headsy maneuver there by Lautt. Not to panic, as Knop kind of stunned everybody with that quick burst. And then Lautt able to keep his right foot in to secure the three inside that cylinder.
Yeah, good action early. If you're not, get back up to your feet. You know, there's a lot of time. And that's the benefit of going for things early in matches. You know, if you go for a takedown or you go for a throw and you don't get it, if you get back up to your feet and you get escape, you have a lot of time to work back in it. You see a lot of times, sometimes guys wait until the end of the match and then try to do it. Well, if you do that and you give up a score, you don't have a lot of time to come back. So don't panic. Get back to the center, get to your feet, get your escape. Still 2 minutes left in the first period, but Lautt doing a good job of staying on top and riding here hard.
In his first year in this starting lineup. They had a scare with him earlier this year. I think it was the App State duel where he injured his ankle, missed some time. They were worried he might miss a lot more, but he's been able to come back. Chase Horn, Andrew Macchiavello, a couple of other names in this weight inside that NC State wrestling room.
Yeah, you see Knop go for a switch there, and Lautt does a good job of controlling the hips and then looking for a breakdown. Just inching up that riding time over 50 seconds.
Lautt coming back down this offseason to his natural rate. He was forced to wrestle heavyweight a season ago, but 197, a strong spot for him. See some of his strength as he picks up Knop, brings him right back down. No quit though from Knop. He'll turn and face. A good position to get away, and he does. Scoots on out of there, gets the escape. Lautt with 1:16 of riding time. 3-1 here in this first period.
I expect for Lautt to put himself back in over-under position. With him being so good upper body, that's something that he wants to take advantage of when he gets to the match. Use his size, use his strength, put him in positions that he feels comfortable with. And what you saw earlier, make your opponent make a mistake. He forced Knop to have the feeling to go for a headlock, and it was able to generate some good offense from that. Here he's back into that position where he feels good, pummeling in, bringing both hands underneath, trying to get to a double underhooks.
Strength of Lautt, steering with those unders. Now Knop comes back. Double unders from the Wolfpack wrestler. Laut's not going to let that stick. Clears out one of those arms. Jostling continues as the first period comes to an end in a 3-1 lead. When I think of the Lautts, both Cade and his brother Clay, who was a phenomenal wrestler for North Carolina, the word athlete just pops in. These two were terrific football players back in their days growing up in the state of Kansas.
You see some of that explosiveness by Lautt, getting out in less than 3 seconds. Just really strong, really powerful.
3-1 lead. Lautt out in front, 1:40 to go in the second period. Wrestlers ear to ear in the center. Trent, we were talking about Christian Knop's patience waiting for his opportunity. And I know as one of the faces of NC State wrestling and all the success you had in your time in Raleigh, some of those unsung heroes are the guys in the wrestling room that you're sparring with each and every day that never get a chance to showcase what they can do on a Friday night, for instance.
They absolutely are. And I think as you go through 6 years of college, right, you really are in a lot of debt to the practice partners that you have. And guys like Christian Knop, who come in every day and maybe aren't getting all the recognition or the opportunity under the bright lights, but are putting in the work. And now that's what you love to see. I noticed, I said it about Troy Homan earlier this morning. Guy like that getting an opportunity is huge. Now that you have your opportunity, what are you going to make of it? All right. And, Knop has put himself in a position here at the ACC tournament. He gave up a takedown early, but, you're in the match. Now we got to go see if he can take it. Lautt doing a good job I like how he's getting to his underhook position. Okay. He's really good there. And when you get an early lead, force yourself to get to your good positions. If he knows that Knop can't score and he's an over-under, I would get there as much as I possibly can.
This modern era, too, with the transfer portal, if things aren't going your way or if you're not in that lineup, it's pretty easy to get online and hop in that portal. So when you have stories like Christian Knop that stayed the course, I think it's always worth talking about. Really refreshing to hear those stories. So we start the third period. Cade Lautt in control here, 4-1. Lautt back into that riding position.
You notice riding already with 1:20 of riding time, so that's huge. Even if Knop would to get an escape here, he still has good riding time to lean on. He would be up 4-2 with riding time, but looks like he's committing to riding really hard in this third period.
Second full year in the lineup for Cade Lautt. Talked about representing the Tar Heels at heavyweight last year, back at 197. Giving up a lot of size, strength a year ago, and he was also injured, and that's a tough position to be in when you're already undersized at heavyweight. You're trying to protect your body, and he battled through it, did his best. Certainly this is a young man who has thoughts of being an NCAA qualifier like his brother. 4-1 lead. Knop is just not at an answer right now from getting out underneath. Textbook ride here by Cade Lautt.
Well, what Lautt's done a really good job of is with his mat returns, right? Knop has done a good job getting to his feet, but every time he does, Lautt keeps his hands locked and uses his power to mat return Knop and just continues to chip away at that riding time. One thing that I like to think about with this is what Lautt is really doing here is shortening the period, okay? So now, he shortened the period to about a minute of Knop having on his feet to go get an attack. Instead of cutting him early and saying, hey, I'm going to stay defense on my feet for a minute 45, I'm going to take the wind out of his sails a little bit for a minute. And now as I get to my feet, okay, I still have my riding time, and he still has to score. So shortening the period is huge.
Riding time is locked for Lautt. Now Knop comes in on that double, and he will get the takedown for 3. But keep in mind, Lautt has the riding time. This Wolfpack crowd being heard here in Durham, and if you're Cade Lautt, can he get away?
Huge double leg by Knop, but still 25 seconds left. Okay, Lautt got out really early in the second period. He's going to have to do that again. He has riding time locked. Essentially, it's a 5-5 match. If he gets out, he can win on an escape. Knop has to ride. Take a stall call if you need to stay on top.
Quick, explosive stand-up by Lautt. Hand fight begins. Turns, faces, Knop kept control as he drives him out of bounds. 20 seconds to go.
And only 5 seconds taken off the clock there. Knop's going to have to look for a mat return of some sort. He can't just run him out again or he will get hit for stalling. Take a stall call if you can, but don't give it up too easy, and definitely don't give up the escape. See him pulling him into the crab ride. That's not where Knop's good. Lautt's got some separation here. He can't lock his hands. That's an escape for Lautt. 10 seconds left. He can get away from him with riding time.
Short time, down to 3. One last reach by Knop. Lautt stiffens up on the edge, and that is going to be it. Riding time, the difference. Cade Lautt, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, celebrates the win at 197 pounds.
Great finish by Lautt. He gave up a takedown late. He wasn't phased, got his escape, and the story of that match was the work that he did on the front end with the riding time really allowed himself to come back and win that late. Super impressed by Lautt to finish the match and not be phased by giving up the takedown.
With what Cole